Hi, I am Zaheen and today we are going to see, does the paradox of plenty exist? Welcome back. So today I am going to deal with the definition of paradox of plenty, means the resource curse, roots of the problem of the resource curse, then why some countries rich in natural resources are poor. Thereafter, relationship of the Dutch disease with the resource curse and the solution to the problem of the same. Let us start from the question, what is resource curse? Well, the resource curse is an unfortunate situation in which, despite abundant natural resources in a country or in a region, the quality of life remains poor, but not in every case. In other words, it answers why many countries rich in natural resources are poor. To understand this, let us look at the fossil fuel reserves of the world. The map shows the OPEC countries in which we find quality of life of some of the OPEC countries are poor. For example, this latest Human Development Report reveals strange facts. See SGI rank of these countries, think why they perform poorly, and interestingly, despite the presence of rich natural resource, I mean the crude oil. On the other hand, the Japan and South Korea, which are poor in many mineral resources, the quality of life is excellent. See their SGI rank. They together produce iron and steel by importing ores from other countries or other regions or other parts of the world. So this is called paradox of plenty or the resource curse. This situation is found where the country is largely dependent on the export of the non-renewable resources like fossil fuels, especially the crude oil. And any fluctuation in the prices may lead to the economic stagnation and consequent political instability. So the term resource curse is related to the economy and the politics of the country. In short, in the academic world, it is explained by the political economy approach. Let us investigate the roots of the resource curse. In terms of development, the world is divided into North and the South. That is known as North-South divide. The countries found in the North have historical advantage of the development, and one should also remember that the South represents the previously colonized region. So naturally, the countries in the South are poor in technology and the institutional framework to utilize their natural resources, especially the oil and the natural gas. So in other words, they are generally poor in resources, or you can say resource appraisal. All this has created unequal world, and the developed world, in order to run the show of development, needs synergy, and that largely comes from the South. This trade relationship has created a situation where idealism becomes a victim. For instance, OPEC countries would like to have their own prices for their own products, and the buyers on high energy dependent developed economies would like to have a cheaper prices for the same. Since the developed world have seen the oil shock in the past, so therefore idealism or democracy, you can say, becomes a victim. All this has laid the foundation for the resource curse. Now let us understand what the experts believe about the resource curse. Well, the experts say good governance and the wise fiscal policy can solve the problem of the resource curse. So if that is implemented in real sense, the resource will become a blessing for the country or the real people of the region. Otherwise, it is more likely that it may become a resource curse for the country. The giant corporations perceive that resource curse is an issue of governance. So from the corporate point of view, if they are getting profit, their people are safe in the country, there is no issue of investment of the FDI or flow of an FDI to the respective region, or you can say the government. So here the government, I mean, which controls the country or irrespective of their nature. I hope you understood. The companies interact with the government of the resource rich countries, and the government talks on behalf of their citizens. So in such cases, there is no direct involvement of the citizens of the country. So technically, government is considered as the owner of the natural resources of the region or the country. In the same way, governments may give some concessions to the companies to extract the natural resources, in which companies of course would be interested. Why? Since the resource rich country does not have a strong institutional base or capabilities to extract the resources, therefore companies acquire the strong bargaining power or the position. So in such cases, fair deal is less likely to happen. So the country is trapped into the resource curse. That is the term used by the IMF. So here one should remember the concessions in return may mean things like this. Strangely, some resource rich countries also borrow the money, so voluntary debt trap becomes another issue for the country. Now let us unfold the relationship of the Dutch disease with the resource curse. So to understand this, we need to go to the North Sea. So in this region, although the oil was discovered much earlier, but after the petrodollar diplomacy, especially 1970s, and the increasing importance of the oil in the world, the Netherlands started the extraction of the oil and natural gas from this region. Their thinking was that this will further boom their economy. So the discovery and the increasing proportion of the oil and natural gas export led to the appreciation of the exchange rates. Therefore, non-oil products naturally became, you can say, expensive for the international buyers, and the import of the same products became cheaper for the countrymen. Therefore, in turn, all this led to the decline of non-oil producing sectors of the economy. In turn, overall economy suffered. This is also known as Dutch disease. Now, how all this is related to the resource curse? The discovery, extraction and the export of the oil from the many OPEC countries led to the, you can say, major shift in their traditional economies. Take for example Venezuela, which became heavily dependent on the export of the oil. And you know, any change in the international dynamics in pricing of the oil may have a serious, you can say, repercussion on the economy of the country. So in short, in such cases where the economy is heavily dependent on the export of the, you can say, oil, with low diversification in economy, likewise with corruption and the lack of the futuristic planning for the citizens, will have a serious issue on the future of the country. So overall, what we understood from the concept of the resource curse? Well, it is an issue of the governance. That is how government is utilizing the profits of the natural resources for the common citizens of the country. Therefore, governments who are not sensitive to the welfare of the citizens of the country, they are trapped into the corruption and become more authoritarian in nature. That suits the business or the giants. The problem of resource curse becomes large when the governments of such region do not save the wealth or the money for the future generation of the country. Norway is a very good example which has saved and invested the money for the future generation of the country. We can learn from the Norway to how to avoid the resource curse. So that's all for today, and kindly like my video and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for listening and watching. Bye bye.